Hello YouTube, this is David with Boating Up Films. I was going to share a quick tip with you, and this is kind of a temporary thing, or it's a test. One of the problems it's not really a problem, but it's something I wasn't happy with the way the Corvette performed whenever I making a turn around, pulling out in traffic. By the time I get out in traffic, my car is in second gear, and of course these cars have enough torque to beat traffic anyway in second gear, but I needed to adjust my transmission kickdown. But I wanted to test it, and I didn't want to necessarily jack the car up. There's an adjustment on the transmission, and I didn't necessarily want to have to jack it up, come back, jack it up again. And what I've done, this is your transmission kickdown. You can pull it forward. I've just taken a fishing sinker, a small one, and put it in here, and was going to test that and see if that made a difference, and it certainly did. For those of you who don't work on cars a lot, and your automatic Corvette, you know, we all were looking for a 6-speed and wanted one that was priced at what we wanted, and of course there aren't a lot of them. This adjustment will make it hold the whatever gear it's in longer, and it will downshift quicker, whereas before I would make a turn, and if you nail into it, of course the thing's just going to jump sideways to stay in first gear. But now you can, with this adjustment, I can pull out slowly, and I'm still holding gears where I can take off and build torque quicker, and it will hold the gears longer, and it will downshift quicker, whereas I would before have to push it almost to the floor to get it to kick down to the next gear. Now you can do just half throttle and access that lower gear. If you had a manual transmission, you'd be doing that anyway, so it's not going to hurt the car. And there is an adjustment on the transmission, and the next time I get into the transmission where I have to jack the car up, I will make the adjustment there, and I'll remove this. But if you want to do a quick test and you want to try this, these are easy to remove or whatever, and you can even grind it down on each side and make an adjustment. Adjusting it here is the same thing as adjusting it down there on the transmission. As far as it's concerned, it doesn't know the difference. I recommend trying it. If yours is like mine, after so many miles it will stretch the cable out, or the adjustment will fade on it. But I'm really happy, and it seems to be a whole nother monster again, just with that little adjustment there. But that's a quick way, without even having to jack the car up. You can you know, change the performance of the car completely, and it has. And we'll do a little drive, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. A couple other things I've got going on with the Corvette. The last video where I was doing the headlight, I ordered the passenger side lower bracket for the headlight. Mine was broken, and this is a brand new part, and I ordered it from Contemporary Corvette, and they sent me the wrong side. So I called them, and it was 4:30 Central Time. They're in Pennsylvania. Yeah, and there was a guy answered the phone quickly and asked me what part it was, and he said, "I'll ship you one right out." And 2 or 3 days later they sent me another one, and I was going to send the part back, but they didn't want the wrong side back, so I have one for each side now, because it wasn't worth shipping it. And it was $23.99. Seems like every part I got for the headlight was $24. But I just highly recommend these guys. The guy I talked to, the sales rep, was the extension that I got. Sounded like he was packing parts on the line, and was able to get him even get a hold of him even at 5:30 at night their time, and they sent me another one right out. So nothing bad to say about these guys. So Contemporary Corvette, if you need parts, they have a lot of certain parts. Another thing I did was I put a 180 degree thermostat in the Corvette. They usually come with a 190 degree thermostat, but they've stopped making these in like the Duralast. But you can look in the AutoZone aisle where the performance parts are, and you can pick up a high performance version of the thermostat. But the 180 degree thermostat gets my car up to the temperature it needs to be to operate correctly, and then I've got the fan set to come on at like 195 degrees, so even in traffic the car won't ever get over 205 or so, but it's operating within its range. So we'll get to this, but I actually put it back together because I was tired of waiting with the parts that I had, and the headlights work fine, but we'll get to this. Alright, I'm just going to kind of show you the dash. I realize now it's really going to be hard for you to get the feel of a transmission adjustment unless you're actually riding the car. But if yours is sluggish on the downshift, or it doesn't feel like it's performing as well as it should, I highly recommend just trying it. I know it seems kind of redneck to put a sinker on that, but see how it holds first there. Any other time we'd have just gone to second. It's like putting it in permanent sport mode. And for a Corvette, I'm getting 21.8 average on my gas mileage. This may change it, I don't know. But generally, the way it was set before, it will not go into overdrive or fourth gear until you hit 45 miles an hour. But let's just do that. We'll go to 45. We're still in third. If you just let off the gas pedal just a little bit at 45, she'll jump right into overdrive and stay there. But really happy with the difference in it. You know, it's just, it kicks down so much quicker. It'll hold the gears a little longer. A lot of your newer cars have a sport mode button, and these were kind of set up just to be in constant sport mode. You may not need to adjust yours, but for me, it just made a huge difference. So much better. adjustment on mine definitely needed to be made. Touching it, she's just launching. There you go, no blinker. Very nice. Anyway, you can just take a little sinker and put on that line as a test, see if you like it better, and if not, they're easy to take off. It's just a little trick I thought of that is redneck as it can be, but I'm probably just going to leave it on there until I change the transmission fluid. But anyway, we're not going to have any fun. I live in a high traffic area, so thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.